Good morning and welcome to day 38 of our Lenten journey. My name is Padraig Caldwell and I'm the Senior Chaplain to 104 Theatre Sustainment Brigade. Today's video is recorded here in Chaplain's house and I'm just about to go out for a run. And of course today's theme is on the narcissistic leader, upon narcissism. Today is of course Good Friday, a day when we Christians throughout the world remember the death of Jesus upon the cross. Jesus was someone who was pure, honourable, holy and loving. But of course he won the hearts and affections of the people, and some didn't like that, particularly the religious leaders who felt threatened by him. The religious leaders were the narcissistic leader. They were the person who cared only about themselves. They had an overinflated sense of ego. They were deeply insecure. They were entitled. They were self-important. They were needy. And they didn't care about anything or anyone other than themselves. And that, of course, is what the narcissistic leader is. They're the person who has no internal desire to care, to support, to love for anyone other than themselves. Sometimes they can be covert in their narcissism. They can put forward a bravado of mate, oh, nice to see you, all the rest of it. But deep down, they are a narcissist. On the public, on the surface, they can appear nice and lovely, but behind the scenes, they can treat their team like dirt. They care about nothing and no one other than themselves. And of course, the religious leaders of the day, they became so threatened by Jesus, so jealous of him, that they even decided to put him to death. They decided to say all kinds of false things against him, just to try and bring his life to an end. And of course, whenever he appeared before Pilate, Pilate listened to their accusations that they laid before him. And of course, Jesus was found completely spotless, completely blameless. And of course, a narcissist, they will say whatever it is they need to cover up their own conceit, to make themselves look good and to make others look bad. And of course, whenever Pilate subjected these claims to analysis, he turned around to the crowd and said, you know, I find no sin in him. In fact, he looked at the crowd and he could see that they were, of course, a group of narcissists, people who cared only about themselves, their own security and their own stability, and they wanted to remove someone who threatened them. And of course, Jesus did threaten them, not because he sought to, but because their hearts were so impure, they were so dishonourable, so greedy, so selfish, self-absorbed, narcissistic. And of course, sometimes we can get leaders like that, leaders who can put on a great bravado of being a good friend and all the rest of it. But behind the scenes, they can treat their team really quite poorly. The narcissist who cares only about themselves and no one else. Friends, it's never honourable to be a narcissist. It's not something that's nice. And sometimes if you go to try and call the narcissist out, they will say, oh, you need to be careful about what you're saying and what you're doing. Because of course, narcissists think they are clever. They think that they're so intelligent that no one can see through the lies and the games that they play. But of course, be like Jesus if you ever find yourself around a narcissist. Be pure, be honourable, be holy, because in a very short space of time, what will happen is just like what happened with Jesus. People will see through their lies, they will see through their games, they will see through the bravado, and they will see that you are an authentic, honourable, good and decent person. Friends, today is a very special day, a very noble day, a very holy day for us, and sometimes actually quite a sombre day. But just have a think. Have you ever experienced narcissism in your life, in your work? Perhaps you might stop and just remind yourself, keep going, keep being good, keep being honourable, keep being faithful, and people will see the narcissist for who they are. Friends, that's all from me. Stay tuned for tomorrow's video.